Hello, friends! So, I have been in Sydney for 26 days now, and I figured this is as good a time as any to talk about things I wish I had known before I started studying abroad. It's a very nerve-wracking experience to leave the country without a parental unit for those of us who have never done that before. I made a little list of things that I think you might find possibly useful at some point in your studying abroad times. Thing number 1. Make a plan for when you immediately arrive. Know what you need to do in order to get through security and through customs, get your suitcases, and get to wherever it is you need to be going. If you're meeting up with a group, have an emergency phone number on hand in case you need it, because getting stuck in the airport and not knowing what the hell is going on would suck. Also, if you're not studying through a group and you just need to get to a place like a university, have a little bit of cash on you for a cab, or a bus, or mode of transportation. Thing number 2, know what your living situation is. So when I arrived, I had expected to be moving into a dorm room, similar to the one I had lived in at home. Instead, I got in an elevator with my suitcase in hand, and I wheeled myself over, and I opened the door to an apartment that had no internet, no heating, no food in the fridge, and no toilet paper in the bathroom. That was a fun first day. On the note of food, thing number 3. If I had read my paperwork carefully and realized what my living situation would be, I would have realized that I would also be completely dependent on myself in order to survive and not starve. It would have been a good skill to have to know how to cook. Thing number 4? Leave a little bit of leeway or a little bit of space in your suitcase for bringing extra stuff home with you. My advice to you is to bring a ginormous suitcase, because apparently this is big, then a little suitcase. So the ginormous suitcase is for most of the stuff, the clothes and shoes and whatnot. The little suitcase is for the heavy stuff that you're bringing with you, like books and whatever you couldn't fit in your big suitcase. And then bring a backpack with you. The little suitcase would be helpful in terms of if you go adventuring and you don't want to bring in a suitcase that you could climb into and zip yourself into. Plus, if all else fails, you can put more things that you acquire into the small suitcase. So, it could be helpful. On that note, though, do not skimp on what you're packing. Bring a warm jacket. It is currently in the high 60s in Sydney right now, which is perfect hoodie weather. But nonetheless, I should have brought a jacket with me for going to places that might be a little bit colder than Sydney, like the Blue Mountains, which I just went to 2 weekends ago. It might be a good idea to bring things that you plan on not bringing home with you, like a worn-out pair of sneakers that would be good for hiking / tooling around / whatever, and that you might wear out and just kind of abandon, you know? I don't know about you, but my shoes take up a lot of space. Thing number 5. Figure out your financial situation. It is monumentally more expensive to study abroad than you think it will be. It turns out that since I'm studying through a group, there's a lot of group-sponsored activities, like an orientation activity. At this orientation activity, there was a PowerPoint presentation, try saying that 5 times fast, that had a lot of information about studying abroad and things to do and all that. But there was also a segment about budgeting and about finances while in Sydney. This was a point of the presentation where I was like, duh fuck? Average cost of groceries per week, 150 Australian dollars. Average housing expenses, linens, which I also did not have in my room for the first 4 nights. So the whole activity was about how much money did you bring with you? And now go through this chart and will you have enough money by the end of the semester? And every single person in the room went. They calculate out kind of like an average cost per month extras and total abroad cost. Cost per month, $1,200 Australian, $2,000 extras for a total of $7,600, which is a lot of money. Also, regarding money, look up for your bank, your home bank, whatever it happens to be, look up if they have international partners, because if they do, you can go to an ATM and they won't ding you extra fees for using a foreign ATM, which is a huge plus, because those little tiny fees, they suck. That's the bank literally taking money away from you. And you don't want that. You don't want to give the bank $1.50 every time you go to the ATM. That $1.50 could be used to buy Tim Tams. You don't want that. Also, you should probably use cash as much as you can. I checked online with my bank after getting my betting stuff, and I got dinged an extra bit for using my credit card. Or a debit card, I guess. It's not much, but again, it was enough to buy me a box of Tim Tams, and I would rather spend my money on Tim Tams than giving it back to the bank. Thing 6, it's gonna be awkward. Just like the first weeks or so of college, it's gonna be awkward. You're not gonna know what's going on. It's orientation all over again. But trust me when I say that it's all gonna be okay. Once you get through the first week and you kind of settle into a routine, everything's gonna be fine. For the first week, I spent most of it going. Not to mention the fact that I lived off of pasta for 2 out of 3 meals. Figure out a routine that works for you. Every Friday, I withdraw a little money from the bank, go to the grocery store, stock up on food for the week. I go running 3 times a week. Mondays I don't have class, so I go to the library and work on my various essays that are due at the end of the semester. Oh, also, on the note of homework, just do it. Like, you don't want to come to the end of your semester and be like, you failed your classes because you did not do your homework. I've got 2 essays and 2 presentations, I think, that I know of, that are due pretty much at the end of the semester. But I'm working on them now because it's a little chilly outside. And come October or November, when it's going to be up in the 80s here in Australia, I don't want to be sitting in the library working on my essays. I want to be out at the beach surfing. That's my 2 cents on that. Thing 7. Like I said, it's going to be awkward. So write down, document things. Write down your thoughts, take pictures, make video blogs. Honestly, it helps to process what the hell is going on with you in your craziness abroad. I currently have a document that is, I don't know, what, like 7 pages long of just brained thoughts as they come to me. I write down, like, stupid inane stuff, like, my 4-hour lecture is so boring that I want to beat my head against the wall. But I also say stuff like, I miss these people, and I kind of process. Writing helps me to figure things out because I have a monkey brain. It's okay to feel feelings. It's okay to be lonely and homesick. It's okay to miss people at home. God knows I miss you guys. But don't let that consume your time studying abroad. Go out, meet people, but don't ever hesitate to call people, talk to people at home. It does help, because you know you have those, if it's ever weird and scary abroad, you know you have that friend base or that family waiting for you at home. I don't even know what number we're on right now. Say yes. Just say yes. Exist in a state of yes. Yes, you will hike up that mountain. Yes, you will join that weird club / team / group / whatever. Yes, you will go out and milk that goat, which is something I've actually done, surprisingly enough. Yes, you will eat that odd-looking concoction that you're not really sure what it is, but you're gonna do it anyway, because why the fuck not? Just say yes. Isn't that what this whole experience is about? Growing and learning and figuring things out? Don't hold yourself back from doing things because you're scared. You regret the things you didn't do more than the things you did do. Yeah, studying abroad, it's a mad, crazy experience, but it's awesome. And it's a time of realization and adventure and yes and yes and yes. And it's gonna be amazing, and I'm so excited, and it's awesome. I think that's all for now. You're all fantastic people, and I love you very much. Ta-ta.